Hello, everybody. I am thrilled to be here, and here is why. Okay. Obviously, we're going to teach you how to get your products paid for in like a week and like way more than your products paid for, like way more. Like, we're going to talk about those details. But I've got some friends here with me, and I cannot wait. Here's what I love about what we do. So, Sadie Hirschway, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I love what I do. And what I love the most about it is that we're designing our life. And it's not just the freedoms that come, it's like the people who we get to do it with also. That's really, really neat. So you might be listening going like, I don't know if there's anybody in my family that wants to do this. But then other people are listening to this and saying like, I can't wait. I can't wait to do this with my best friend, who's my sister, or who's my brother, or all the things, right? And this is for everybody. It can look a million different ways, okay? So I'm here with three sister duos. And here's the thing, if you're on my team, you know we got a lot of sisters, okay? But these are sisters that are outside of our team. I'm inspired by it. And what I want you to know is even if you don't have like a blood sister or whatever, like think about doing this with a person that you fully trust, what that would look like. Like, this is so exciting. So, I'm going to go ahead and introduce two sisters that I know Vicky Andrich very well. We went to Jewel School together. And this was back before it's as cool as it is now. And if you're brand new and you don't know what I'm talking about, like carry on. But we know, okay. And her beautiful sister Kim is here with her too. So I'm gonna let you guys unmute and I'm gonna let you just tell us what this means for y'all as a sister duo. Like, how has that impacted your life? Like, tell us all the things.
Yes, Sadie, thank you so much. It's so good to see your beautiful face again. Good evening, everyone. I'm Vicky, and my beautiful sister Kim is right here alongside of me. And I have to tell you, we are thick as thieves as sisters, but also in this business. It is such an incredible gift. And I will be the first to say, I was the sister that kind of put her off for a couple months. She'll tell you 6, it was maybe more like 4, but nonetheless, she is my big sister and she knew to keep tapping me on my shoulder because she knew I needed this business. And Sadie, you nailed it when you said having that person that you trust, because that is so what she does to me. But because she stayed so persistent and in front of me, we have for the last 8.5 going on 9 years, we've been able to travel together, to do life together, to grow our businesses together and have sounding boards where we can speak truth into one another, but also just have so much fun truly experiencing life at its fullest, thanks to this company for certain.
Thanks. And yes, it was more like 6 or 7 months. So don't let don't let that sway her. But hey guys, I'm Kim. I'm coming from you from Texas. And I was introduced to Plexus having no concept of what network marketing, what any of this took. So I didn't come in with a preconceived notion. However, once I saw that I could pick my coworkers, and that was huge for me because I was a clinical nurse. I had a lot of nurse stories of coworkers, and I thought, life is more fun when you're having a good time doing what you're doing. And what a better way to do it with somebody that I know and I trust, and I knew needed it and would be really good at it. And so we began to, walk our path with some pretty big visions. But as we've grown our businesses, it's been so cool because there is nobody I trust more to hand over my business if I have to step away or vice versa. We just, that whole wings beneath my wing, or what I'm that song. I won't sing it. It's late, but that's how I feel. It's we've got each other's backs and we have each other's businesses, and we don't have to ask for HR or anybody to allow us to do this or that, because we have each other as a sounding board and we speak truth, but we do it with such intention because we have a big vision and we get to live it out together. So y'all, whether it's a sister, a sister-in-law, a best friend that you have chosen as a sister, there's nothing like choosing your own coworkers. And when it's family, it's incredible.
Okay. Well, I love this. Thank you so much. These girls, they came out of nowhere and asked them to do this, but I respect Vicky. I know your love for your sister is immense, and obviously vice versa. Thank you, ladies, so much for your beautiful, just sharing your heart and what it means to you. So love it so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you
Thanks,
so
Sadie.
much.
Have fun tonight,
Thank you.
guys. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So we've got two sisters that are ironically actually together right now. And I cannot wait to introduce these beautiful diamonds. I didn't even say the ranks of the other girls, so I apologize. But I'm gonna do speaker view so that we can all meet Catherine Miner and Tanya Leary, who are doing family right now. So tell us a little bit about that, girls. Oh, wait a second. Babes, can you unmute? Here, I'm asking you to unmute. There you go. I
Oh,
have to mute everybody. There they go.
okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. I'm Tanya Leary. This is my sister, Catherine Miner. It is really rare that we're together like this. Catherine lives in Dalton, Georgia area. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I jumped in my car with all the freedom that Plexus gives. I jumped in my car on Friday and I drove for 8 hours to be here because my niece was in the Nutcracker. And all these years, I've always wanted to come, but I also have two children. I have two boys, and they're both in college this year. So I had a little more freedom to come. And it was just so special. And Catherine hosts this annual Nutcracker party, which is just beautiful. And the party just ended. This was perfect. Like the party started at 4:30. And we get to do this, right? This is what we do. We just get to work in the nooks and crannies, and it is such a blessing that that we get to do this together. So I actually am a former school teacher. Before I had kids, I taught elementary school for 10 years. I taught kindergarten a couple years, and then I taught second grade for 7 years. And then I was stay-at-home mom, which of course we all know is like the hardest job in the world. And I knew I would not go back to teaching. And Plexus really kind of fell in my lap at the perfect time because I was just thinking about doing something and I wanted to do something on my own. I was thinking about interior design because I love it. I wanted to just go into business for myself. Then Plexus fell into my lap because I am always the girl that is looking to lose 10 pounds. Like that's just been my life forever. That was what kind of got my attention. I saw all these people talking about just their blood sugar regulation and control over sweets, which was always my downfall. But what kept me in, I didn't realize, was the gut health, right? Being a former school teacher, I had a lot of antibiotic use and it really destroyed my gut. I had really bad insomnia. I had really bad just digestion problems, energy, all of that. So that's what brought me in. And then I saw the vision. I got inspired by all these ladies above us that were doing this with their best friends, their sorority sisters, their family members. And that's when I got after this one and I said, you need to do this with me. And I was on her for a while. I'll let Catherine talk next, but it has just been such a blessing because the reason I wanted her to do this with me is because I love her. I knew she needed the products. I knew she would be great at the business. I knew it would give her the flexibility that I also had, that freedom of being able to be home and make your kids first priority, work from home. And plus, there's actually a big age difference between us. We have a sister in the middle of us, and we're all kind of spaced out, and we're in different stages of life. And I knew that this would give us an opportunity to do more together and to be in touch more. And that's exactly what it's done. I mean, we get to go on multiple trips a year between, convention, Leaders retreat, even Emerald extravaganza. I mean, it's just so fun. And so just like the ladies were saying ahead of us, like, who do you trust more than your sister? And that, you want the people you love most to be doing this because it's such a wonderful thing, the products and the opportunity. And so, why not bring those that you love along with you?
Yeah. And who can you be like the most yourself with and tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly? I mean, it's your sister. She hears she hears it all. And I will admit, Tanya worked on me for but part of the reason why I didn't jump in, because Tanya was like singing the praises of Plexus and she wanted me to jump right in. And I was pregnant with my third baby when she started. And I didn't want to change the supplements that I was using in my prior 2 pregnancies because they were beautiful, healthy babies. And I was like, hey, I'm going to stick with this. But listen, when this baby comes, I'm sure I'm going to have some baby weight to lose. And if you still love these products, I promise I will give it the 60-day trial that you tell me about, because I knew you couldn't go wrong. You got the 60 days to try it and you get your money back guarantee or whatever. So, so I did, every time I saw Tanya, like we really only saw each other maybe Easter and like at the beach or something, or maybe Christmas, like 2 or 3 times a year. Now we see each other like 10 times a year. Great. But she would give me a pink drink and she would make me taste it. And then she would ask me, so what did you notice? Like, what did you see? And I really was like, oh, you're right. Like, I don't really want my sweet. We both have a big sweet tooth. And I said, it worked. Yeah, it took away my sugar craving. You're right. And then I noticed so I did the products before I really agreed to be an ambassador, but I did and I realized, I have more sustained energy. I'm sleeping better. I'm thinking more clearly. And I was like, I'm pretty healthy. Like I work out, I eat like a pretty healthy diet. And this is changing my cellular something at a good level, it's doing something at a cellular level that I didn't know it could do. And then my husband was the kicker. He's a physician, wanted the clinical trials, did his own blood work, took it for 3 months. He did the triplex plus the X factor. We call that the Fab 4. And he did his own blood work and 3 months later took it again. And his LDL, his bad cholesterol, had gone down 30 points, which meant he didn't have to get on the statin. So he was like, oh my gosh, the numbers don't lie. This really, it's not snake oil. It's not a placebo effect. It really did work. And so he became a believer. And at the same time, I was like, well, I guess I got to share it then. If I'm going to do it, I want to get my products paid for. And if you're going to be on it, that's going to be kind of expensive. And so I just was my goal was just to get our products paid for. And I put it on Facebook and I shared about it. And I got the next 3 months worth of my first commission check was enough to pay for 3 months of products. So I realized that there was this opportunity that why was I being so blind to? Why was I being I was being so stubborn, and mostly because she's my sister and I'm I can be mean, but then I realized she wanted the best. She wants what's best for me. She's looking out for me. She has done that my whole life. She actually got me my first job interview, out of college. So I know she wants the best for me. I know that ultimately it was I can trust her. And it was the real deal. So I'm so glad I jumped in with 2 feet. I'm so glad, it's been just the most beautiful journey and just something that I feel God, just put in our path. And I don't know how we got to be so lucky because, everybody who's a part of this knows the leadership and just the people here, it's just so you can't put words to it. It just touches you in so many ways and you just feel very grateful and so happy to be a part of it. And I'm so happy that I opened my eyes and then my sister was looking out for me.
Yes.
So yeah, it took a lot of coaxing, it took some time, but I would say if you have a sister or someone who you consider to be like a sister in your life, just don't give up on them, because I didn't say it at the beginning, but it took a whole year for me to give it a chance. So don't give up on those sisterhoods in your life.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Thank you, girls. First of all, I know them. I'm in the same success line as that they are in this company. So I get to be with those girls, and I love watching these sister duos really tell the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just really like laying it all out there. They're saying, this is how it was. I was not open to this for a while and this is what it was, but I just love it so much. And so I've got one more sister duo that's here. I cannot wait to hear from them. And then right after that, we're going to talk about how, if this intrigues you, what your next steps could be. We are recording this. So I'm going to introduce my beautiful friends, Adrienne Williams and Rachel Davis. I'm going to switch it to speaker view. And girls, I cannot wait to hear this. I've never heard your story about this, so can't wait.
Yes, I'm going to let Adrienne talk.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Adrienne Williams, and I'm out of Houston. I actually was introduced to the products and the opportunity by my line sister. So here we go again, like close friends, Rhea Moore. So Rhea and I went to college together. When I say line, she's my sorority sister. So we were there at college at the same time, and she knew what Plexus had done for her. She introduced the products to me because of she knew what I was struggling with, but she didn't know even half of it. And that's the thing. We don't really tell our full story, even with the people that are closest to us sometimes. And I think I know that there are other things working here just to really get these products to me. And I'm just forever grateful because I didn't know much about Plexus. Probably if I had seen that it was even remotely related to weight loss, I probably would have run the other way. But fortunately, it was introduced to me as a product with probiotics and vitamins and things for my whole family. And I just thought, great, wonderful. I'm a dentist by profession, and I've been practicing, had been practicing in my own practice alone for a number of years. And what was happening was I was eating well, I was working out, but not feeling good at all. And so on the outside, even my labs were good. I had made some dietary adjustments, and I really had been working on just overall health and focusing on clean eating. But my labs were even good, but I just felt terrible. And I was always at the doctor's. I'm always sick. And more so, I just was really struggling to really get up in the morning, suffering from a lot of like body aches, in which I felt like, okay, well, maybe this is just getting part of getting older. I was early 40s. So exercise had been the thing that I used to like really like get my mental health, and that was starting to become really a struggle, just from body aches and just fatigue, and just feeling really the weight of owning my own business and being in practice by myself. I went from a group situation to being the owner, the leader, and wearing all the hats, which I didn't realize the loneliness and the isolation of that was like really, really tough for me. So I think it was a culmination of all of that. So Ray introduced me to the products, and she was, sending me messages about getting 3 people. And, I had never been in network marketing, had no clue what it was even about. And I just thought, look, I don't really have time for this. And I even told you, Rachel, like, Rhea wants me to do this, or she's telling me about this. And, you just kind of supported me being the big sister you are, like, hey, you've got a lot on your plate. Just take
Tell
it.
her no.
Yeah,
I
tell
remember.
Right. But it got to a point a few months in, I shared with my husband and I think another close friend of mine, told him about it, but I was feeling so good. I just really wanted to tell everybody. Like, I just wanted to shout from the rooftops about how good I felt, and nothing really changed. Like, I was in the process of really like tearing down everything. Like, I was ready to quit. I was ready to move out of state. I was ready to do all these things because I felt like I just needed a major shift. I was ready to just completely overhaul my diet, which felt pretty exhausting, just even thinking about all the steps that I felt like I needed to take to feel better. And I drank a drink and took some pills, and even the pink drink, I had to study it. Like, I just was really concerned about doing anything that would remotely make me feel worse, because I was just right there on just the cusp of I can't take another thing, right? I just cannot take another hit. So but the feeling and the relief that I felt, I just felt lighter. I felt more energized, and it wasn't this weird shaky energy thing, because I just couldn't take that, because I was very sensitive. So feeling that and knowing, starting to do the research on my own, seeing the connections between even my patients and the things they were struggling with, and now having a broader understanding of what gut health is and what it can do, and what happens when you don't have it. It was just mind blowing. So I wanted to tell everyone, which brought me to about maybe 6 months in. Ray and I were trying to come up with a date, and through the holidays, it was pretty tough for me to do an in-person, because I wanted to do an in-person and, just share with my friends and family. Still not really even into social media much or sharing there, but I think I did do my first post in maybe January. I think I started in September, first post in January, still very just product focused. And then the in-person was in February. And by that time, Rachel and I had been talking, and both of us feeling really good about the products, and sharing what we were both learning in our knowledge base, and just swapping notes. This is what we do. We just talk health, and we just support each other in that. And we just like geek out on these things. So the in-person event was phenomenal, and it went way better than anyone ever expected. I didn't even think that I was launching a business. And that's one of those other things, because I really did actually need the money. Like, seriously, when you own your own business, we were pouring much of what we had into that. You don't really take home a salary. And I needed a new car, and things. So all of these things, but I didn't think that that the opportunity would be there for me to make enough money to support my lifestyle. Because I just didn't see the vision. The vision was there. People were casting it to me, but I was just not, I needed to see it for myself, I guess. So when right after I had the in-person is when the whole world turned over and, shut down. And it was pretty phenomenal that I had everything I needed, and I was at home. I had the support. I had the people around me, and we just had this awesome, like, I just plugged into this awesome community. That was the part that I didn't know I was missing. I thought I had everything. I had checked all the boxes except that, because you start to, if many career women or women who are highly motivated, and you have your family, you have just so much on your plate, but there's no one really to pour into, you. And that's what I gained. I gained this family, I gained this community, and being able to do it with my sister, it was just amazing, because these were the things that we talked about all the time. These are the things that we really wanted to share with the world, but we didn't really have a platform. We didn't really have a way. And we were just more connected, I guess, through this, and helping support each other. And I heard her speak the other day about what would happen if she never said yes to Plexus. And I can see now that if I would have said no or didn't share with her, she wouldn't have gained all those things. So I just really feel such a gratitude for this company and this community, because it's given us so much of what we really needed. Not that we didn't even know where it would come from, but we just had faith and believed that it was available to us. And when we opened our minds and stepped outside of the box of our training and our traditional, like, everything we had learned of what a doctor does, right? Or, what we do in our roles, we just opened our lives up to so much more. And then our families, and just the ripple has been incredible. And I just have to, I just thank Plexus and, God for putting this in my path, because otherwise I don't know where I would have been, in isolation. I was already feeling that way, and my health, and struggling. So without that, I just know that it's made huge difference for me, even to this day. So I'm going to turn it over to Rachel,
Yes.
and let her tell her side.
Yeah, so I am a pharmacist I like to say pharmacist by day, but trained. Still licensed and practicing. So I still practice pharmacy full time, but I have the opportunity and I get to share Plexus. So at that in-person event, I was still very skeptical and on the fence. But at that event that Dr. Adrian talked about is when the light bulb kind of went off for me. Like, I am really geeked out about this because I wasn't even on program, but I was, oh, and if you think about this, oh, and what about this? And I was talking about magnesium deficiency and just I had gone down a rabbit hole. And being so fascinated about the connection with gut health because my science brain was so enthralled, right? And so knowing that my sister, who is very, very detail oriented and very research driven, said yes to this, to me, that took probably like 80% of, the blocks that I had about it down. So then I said, yes, well, I'll help you. And in turn, I didn't know I was really helping myself and everybody else that came because I said yes. So I then started I was like, okay, well, maybe I can get, and I remember we have a sideline sister, Tracy, she's on our team, Dr. Tracy Petrie, and she got her 3. And then Adrian said, well, Tracy got her 3. I'm like, what does that even mean? I didn't even know, right? And I said, oh, well, I think I can get 3. And then Tracy started getting 10. And I said, oh, well, I can get 10. And then Robin has this thing that she was doing. And mind you, Adrian didn't say this was during COVID. So I don't know if you guys picked up on February. So we both started in September of 2019. February is when she had her in-person event. So that was 2020. What happened in March 2020? Well, that's when everything shut down. And so we were already plugged into, so all we had to do is plug and go, plug and go, plug and go. And so that's what happened. And that momentum took me from being very skeptical and kind of taking my products in the 2019 to going to that in-person event. And then under the guise of, okay, well, I'm going to help my sister do this, going from March of 2020 to silver, right? Silver in March of 2020 to emerald in July of 2020. So I think that is just a testament of the time it was, right? The changes in our world and in the company, and then the finding the missing piece that plugged just everything in and made it makes sense. Because like she said, we were already on that wellness journey. We were already on, and it's no different. And you can add, I mean, I asked my friends know, and people who knew me pre-Plexus said, this is nothing different than what you've been saying, right? As a healthcare professional, as a wellness proponent, as a wellness warrior prior to having Plexus. Now add on the fact that now you have a tool in your tool belt. So now I can't stop talking about it. And I am the crazy Plexus pharmacist lady, right? And so I'm so blessed by that. And I think just the growth mindset and the personal development that I get in this team, and then the vision of the vision casting of how your life can be outside of this box that maybe people put you in. But more importantly, I have put myself in because I'm a licensed practicing healthcare provider, right? And so then well, we don't do that, right? But now that script has been flipped, because it's like I can't not do it, because it is marrying the 2 things, well, the 3 things really, preventative health, pouring into and giving our body what it needs, letting ourselves off the hook for what we think might not be our lack, or might be our lack of willpower, but it's really not. And then generating additional forms of income that helps ourselves and our community in a trickle down effect. So it's a no-brainer for me. And to do it with my sister, we've been to Mayakoba, Mexico. We've been to all the things. We just got back from Labadee, Haiti. And just to be able to do that together with your sister, and not necessarily just your sister, but just people you care about, and then people you don't even know you're going to meet that can only hear from you, to bring them along with you is just, to me, mind-blowing, and it's such a great honor. So thank you, Sadie, for inviting us to this call. I love to talk about my journey, and I love to talk about Plexus. And so I'm sure I could talk forever, but I'm gonna turn it over to you.
I mean, I'm beaming listening to this. Like I just love it. First of all, here's the thing is I love everybody who spoke. So that was already established. Like, you know, and I just want to say this, that no matter what, maybe you don't have a sister, maybe you don't want a sister, maybe you don't, whatever, maybe you're only child, whatever. Listening to these stories, medical professionals, right? Teachers, okay, nurses, like professional women who are educated. Every single woman who just spoke is educated, smart, fantastic, a leader, before they came to Plexus. I don't even care. You know what I mean? Like you were already leading in your life. So I want to thank you so much for being my guest, and thank you for genuinely and generously sharing your time to allow other people to see themselves in this company. Because I think when you can see yourself in the company being successful, right? Maybe they don't have a sister, maybe they're a nurse. Maybe they don't have a sister, maybe they have a medical background. Maybe they don't have a sister, but they've got, whatever. They've got a kid in a play. Like, hello, okay, anything, baby. Just like, let's go. And so the truth is that we have an opportunity, and I'm going to wrap it up because I want to be respectful of everyone's time, but we have an opportunity right now to those three people that they kept talking about, those three people. You can earn $445 if you're brand new in this company and you've never started sharing, but you can earn really good money even if you maybe dabbled in sharing and you're ready to give it a go. Your team, the person who invited you has a plan for you, how they will help you. The company has a plan for you. So I want to invite you, if you're inspired by this, I want to invite you to send that person a message and say, I don't know how I'm going to be successful. I desperately want this. I want what has been described tonight. And I do feel like what has been described tonight is a multitude of different personality types that shared. I have no idea what anyone's Enneagram is or anything like that, but it felt like the same experience was being shared through several lenses. And that's what we represent when we share with our social network. That's what we represent on our teams right now. So I want to encourage you right now, if you're ready to make this more, the person who invited you has a plan for you. Okay. They have a plan for you to help you become successful, help you to share with those first three people, that first milestone. It does not take that many connections to get that first milestone. And yeah, we're paying a lot this month. Okay. We really are. This is a perfect opportunity. If you've dabbled in this, you get to double that bonus. Okay. That's amazing. If for some reason you've never shared, you're tripling that original bonus. And so, guys, I just want to inspire you today to just put down those fears and say yes to what if. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a sister, but I've gained sisters. Okay. And I got a lot of sisters on my team. So I know how incredible and dynamic and amazing that process has been for them. But if that's not your journey and you're listening to this going, I don't really have a best friend that's going to do this with me. I've hit some obstacles. Nobody's saying yes to me, especially not my family, because they think I'm crazy. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Because the sisters who God intends for you, they're waiting right around the corner for you to keep going. All right. You guys, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. We are blessed by you. We are inspired by you. We are moving forth in this week, and it is going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. And the recording will be available very, very soon. I love you. Thanks so much. Bye.